All right, so welcome back to White House Farm. I'm here with my friend Bill again.
Hey guys.
And we're going to go ahead and replace a fuel pump on his 2014 Mazda. Is it S Sport?
It's a 3 Sport.
3 Sport.
Hatchback, yeah.
Mazda 3 hatchback. All right, so you got the new pump there.
Yep.
And we're going to go ahead. We already removed the seat here and popped the cover, and it was rusty as heck, and he was actually... Go ahead, tell us what was happening.
Yeah, so in my driveway I was getting a little bit of gas leaking under the car, and as I was driving in the cabin, the car would smell like gas as well. So
yeah, so leaking gas, that's not good. So he went ahead and actually popped this off. I told him, you know, it's under the seat. He looked at it and sent me a picture. I was like, wow. But we live in the Rust Belt here, so yep. Lots of rust. So you'll see it. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. As you can see, he took the seat off here. And here's your panel. The bolts are already loosened up on here. But I did tell him, spray it down, because you'll see. I had him spray it down for a couple days with the PB Blast. Hopefully we can get the screws out in here without having them strip out, because they are really rusted. But I'll let Bill go ahead and take this out, take the cover off. Another thing I wanted to add, Bill called me and told me that they were going to charge him $1,600 to replace the fuel pump and the gas tank. Now, I don't know how they came up with that as far as replacing both the fuel pump and gas tank, but I had him look online. He found a fuel pump, 60 bucks, and hopefully we won't need a gas tank. But you said you found one at, was it Napa or?
I found them online. They were like $500 to $600.
So,
and then a few other parts that I got was this ring was about, I think, like $30, and this cover was about $30 as well. Yeah, because you'll see that the cover is like totally rusted, and you definitely need a gasket if you're putting a new one in. It's just worth it, peace of mind, to throw that in. But I mean, I guess $1,600. You know, they pretty much double the price of the parts. But I told them to bring it over here and we'll get it done. And then just double check when you buy these parts. Just make sure check your VIN number, because the Japanese parts are different than the Mexican parts. So if your car was made in Japan and starts with a J in the VIN, yeah, that, like mine, I needed to get the Japanese parts. But for other vehicles, if it was made in Mexico, it's different. Could be different parts. Yeah, so there you go. You may need to, you know, you may think you have the right part, but you don't. So yeah, it's always good to double check. Now pull that cover off and show us. Oh yeah, this is bad.
Wow. Yep, look at that. So, and that's after, that actually looks better than the pictures do, because you actually have PB Blast sprayed all over it, but it was so rusty. I mean, you can obviously tell it's rusty. You can see just how rusted out this thing is, and that's even after being sprayed with PB Blast. But we're going to take some paper towels and we're going to clean up around where the screws are in here, and hopefully we'll be able to get them out. I mean, they do look really bad, so we may have some trouble with them, but we'll get them. This stuff out of the way. You don't want anything falling in there either. Yeah. Alright, we're going to attempt one. Alright, so we're in here, and these screws, we tried the dikes, we tried, you know, all types of stuff here, and now we're just drilling. And we started drilling and the head just popped off. So if that's the case, then we'll just drill the rest of these, have the heads pop off, pull this off, and then we could use a set of pliers to get the rest of the screw out. But that seems to be our only option, other than dropping the tank, bringing it out in a safe area with the fire extinguisher. Notice we got that there.
OSHA's watching.
Yep. And and then grinding them off. But once again, gas and sparks don't mix too well, so you gotta be very careful. But this thing is extremely rusted and the heads are just popping off, so maybe that's a good thing. So we can go ahead and get this off of here. And we did unplug the electrical here. And all it is, press in on these two little tabs right here. And it pulls right out. So we're going to go ahead and continue and I guess drill these down. We were going to try the easy out with them, but since the head just popped right off because they're so rusty, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we can get them out that way. Yep.
Oh,
Look at
there
that.
we go.
The heads are popping right off. All right, so now we got to disconnect the fuel line. Oh. There's that one. Apply a little pressure. And get that one. Oh, pull it back in. Get that one. And then this is why you gotta try and get both sides.
Yeah, a little more. Yep.
Alright.
Sweet.
Let's get this gas up. So we got that off now, and we got it unplugged. We should be able to, yep, we'll be able to pry this right off of here, and then we gotta try and work the broken screws out of there. Alright. Oh,
Look at that.
nasty. Actually doesn't look too bad underneath, but oh, look at it. See how that it's popping right up?
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So this retainer ring is what holds that down, and because it was rusting up all through here, it was causing it to leak too. And that gasket will definitely need to be replaced. Oh, here it comes.
Coming up right at us. We didn't have to even take it out.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's floating too, right? The
Yeah.
gasoline is pushing it up.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so you just gotta be careful not to get stuff down in there. Take this out of here. Gasket's kind of stuck on there. Just be careful you don't push anything in there. It'll all rust. There we go. Of course, he brings it over with a full tank. All right. Here, you can take this whole thing.
All right.
Bring that outside. So we were hoping there was going to be more meat on the screws underneath, but that thing was so flush that unfortunately we are going to have to replace the gas tank on here. So that price of $1,600, that sounds about right with labor and everything. If we could have got these screws out, it would have been a $60 part and then $30 for the gasket. But we also need to get the screws anyways. Luckily, we did find salvage yard only about 28 minutes from here, and they have the exact gas tank. Go ahead, tell them what you found.
Yeah, we looked on eBay and we found a salvage place that was just a little ways away, and they were selling it for $130 for a gas tank because they had another Mazda 3 that was totaled, and they were just selling it for parts. And so we found it on eBay, and it was just local pickup only. So as soon as I saw that, I bought it.
So that's awesome. We're gonna go check it out and make sure those screw holes aren't all rusted and everything. But we got to get the gas out of here for now, anyways. And Bill decided to pick up a shaker siphon which I have never seen or used one of these.
Just shake it and it works.
So apparently, look at just shake it and it works. So Bill's gonna try it. If not, he's gonna be sucking through that hose. So hopefully it works. So all right, let's get to it.
Hey guys.
You look different.
What are you guys doing? He does look different, doesn't
How does this thing work?
he? Bill, you shake it, and it works.
All right. I'm skeptical.
Just shake and it works, Bill.
I think
Come
I
on.
just got scammed.
All right, we got our gas tanks, and Bill decided to fill it all the way up. So, yeah. Keep shaking.
That's going a little slow. That's all right though. Huh.
He's gonna have to suck it out of there. I think that's the thing. I think you just got to keep shaking until it fills up,
Yep. And then it'll go.
and then it'll start going on its own there. This is fun. I think what it does, it actually, that like ball valve or whatever it is that's in there, prevents liquid from coming out, so you pretty much have to fill up the tube. Man, you couldn't put another half gallon of gas in there?
Dude, I was so full.
All right, so you got to go up and down with it, not side to side. And you can hear it. It's sucking it out. Gravity fed. That actually is pretty neat. All right, we're going to get the rest of the fuel out of here. And then we're going to have to jack the car up and take this gas tank out of here. So we got all the fuel out of there now. So that's definitely going to make it a lot easier getting it out. Get all that weight out of there. Let's go ahead and get underneath and start taking the plastic covers off. We're going to go ahead and spray these with some PB Blast just because everything's rusty. There we go. That's one there. And got this plastic one here. And then you got your 1, 2, and then another plastic clip right there. And we're missing the bolt right there. So these three should be 10 mil. There's one. Two. Sorry for moving the camera around a lot. Let's go ahead and pop this retainer out. There we go. Alright, so now we gotta get that off. And this is just a 14 millimeter. There we go. And we got this last 10 millimeter up here. There it goes. There we go. And I'm surprised this isn't falling on my head right now. Yep, pops right out. Now we can see what we're working with here. And you can see where that strap goes. We gotta take that bolt out there, that bolt up there. Go ahead and get some PB Blast on these bolts. And I think we're gonna take this off up here. So I'll just hit this with a little. And then get this one. Oh. So we got one bolt there, got a plastic clip there, plastic clip there, two 10mm bolts there, another plastic clip there, and then one more 10mm there. Spray these up. Let's get this one off. Alright, so we're able to slide it around to get it out of there. Alright, so we'll spray this down and then we'll get this off, and then we can put a bigger washer on here with the plastic. It didn't break it, but you could see where, you know, it wasn't coming out, so we were able to slide it out there. And now we got a full look. Let's go ahead and soak down both these strap bolts. And of course, the muffler pipe runs right underneath the gas tank. So we'll go ahead and disconnect it down here. We'll take the plate off here. That way we can go ahead and lower this down. But let's go ahead and soak both these bolts right here. And the strap bolts are going to be a 14mm. There's one, and another one up here. There's two. All right, let's go ahead and soak all these bolts up. Go ahead and soak these up back here. So these are also a 14mm, and we're gonna go slow, and if it feels like it's not gonna go, we're gonna go ahead and heat this up with a torch. That's what we like to see. Oop, PB blast getting everywhere. So we got that one off. Now we can go ahead and hopefully get the other one off. All right, success. Didn't have to break out the torch. Now we should be able to pull this back and separate this. There we go. Now we're gonna remove this centerpiece, which is holding the cat and everything here, the muffler. So this can lower down so we have enough room to go ahead and drop this tank out of here. So let's get this off, get these 6 bolts out, and then I'm gonna get a jack in here and a board, and I'm gonna jack up the gas tank so I can remove the other strap there, and then lower it and disconnect the evap and the fuel line, and we should be all set to get this out of here. Right, and these are a 12 millimeter. One. All right. Now, if we need to, we can take it out of the supports down there, but this gives us flexibility now so we can actually move this up and down. All right, so we got a board up in there, and we're just gonna jack this up just to hold the tank. Move this one. All right, there's one. There's 2. All right, so this is another reason I'm glad I got all the gas out of here. This thing it's light now. So let's go ahead and start disconnecting it. Let's go ahead and loosen this up, and that's going to be a 10 millimeter. And we should be able to, there we go, slide that down. All right, what I'm going to do now, I'm taking off the wheel. I'm going to see if I have any better access to the fuel disconnect on here. And hopefully I do, because it is up on top in a weird spot. It's kind of hard to see and reach. But let's take this off and see what we got. Definitely gives us better access on the hose here. You know, maybe we'll try taking the other one off that attaches to the gas tank. We might be able to pull that off of there. This is on here pretty good. And I just used the rag to protect it from the teeth on there. You can see all the junk on there. There we go. So that actually worked out pretty good. Now you can see our last two connectors that we gotta disconnect here. I'm gonna see if I could disconnect up here. If not, I'll do the clamps that are on here, but they actually look pretty rusty, so we may need to get some new clamps as well. And then we should be able to pull this gas tank right out of here. Well, this tool ain't gonna work, so I'm gonna have to go behind it with a flathead and see if I can get it out that way. Alright, so we got it loosened up and we got it off now. So now we just got to get this line off right here. And you know, we got to take this off anyways for the new gas tank, so let's go ahead and get that off. Alright, so we got this piece off now. We'll put that on the new tank. Now let's go ahead and see if we could take this off of here, disconnect that, and we can pull this tank right out. Slide that right over. Alright, you can see I got it loosened up there, so we should be able to pull this off. And there we go. So now we should be able to slide this gas tank right out of here. All right, and there is the gas tank. Let's go ahead and finish taking this hose off here. All right, so there it is. Better look at it now that we can see it outside here, and you have your fuel line, and then your evap line, which goes to your charcoal canister, and then up to your filler neck connection there. Other than that, it's the two straps underneath that hold that up. And obviously, I mean, you can see why we couldn't use this again. You could try and drill and tap these, but you gotta be very careful how far you go in. And I don't know, it's fuel. I really don't like messing anything with fuel. If any of those screws came out or anything after, you know, tapping it out, it's just better off. And we did find one for 140 bucks with tax included, so I think that's worth it. I mean, you got to do some work to get this out, but there you go. It is out. So now we just need to get the new one, and then we could do what we were originally going to do and just replace the fuel pump. But you know, that's how stuff goes. So we got our new used gas tank in, and as you can tell, this actually has screw holes without the screws rusted in it. So tank looks pretty good. You can see where they cut off where the hoses were and everything, and the clamps. So we'll have to go ahead and take those off. But I did notice two little bumps right here. Not too sure on that. I think I'm just gonna grind that down, and we got some steel stick. We can go ahead and put that over top of it, and then put a undercoating, the rubberized, just like that's on here, over the top of that. But other than that, the tank looks really good. No holes or anything like that. So let's go ahead and fix this little problem here, and we should be all set. All right, so little pinholes. I don't know if it's all the way through the tank, but it's definitely in it. But I'm gonna remove a little bit more of this, and then we'll go ahead and put the steel stick on there. All right, so there we go. That looks good. Now let's go ahead and get the steel stick on there. All right. Now we're just gonna mix this together. Yep, I'm just gonna smooth this right out in there. It takes about 5 minutes for it to cure. Got the steel stick on there, it's curing. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, you gonna come out here and help me?
Sure.
Okay. All right, back to it. There is some rusting on the tank and stuff, so let's go ahead and sand this down, and we'll also do the rubberized undercoating on this as well to protect it and make it last that much longer. And this is almost hardened up, so let's go ahead and start busting the rust off of here. Go ahead and give it a coat with the rubberized paint. All right, now we can go over this. We got that pretty good, and hopefully sealed up any other scratches or stuff that might have been in it. Let's go ahead and take off our cut hoses here. So the tank is all rubberized again. We got all the old hoses and hardware off. We got our spot here that was bubbling cleaned out. We got our steel bond on there, and then the rubberized spray coat over it. So that should work pretty good. It is used, so that you may run into issues like this, but at least you can get one for about $500–600 cheaper than a brand new one. But Those are your options. We got some rusty bolts, and unfortunately we tried PB Blast and trying to get them off. They're just not coming off. So we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the torch. Oh, look at that. There we go. And we got new nuts to go on here as well. So let's clean these up. All right, got both them cleaned up, and you could best believe we're gonna be using some never sees when we put the bolts or the nuts back on here. Let's go ahead and do the other strap. All right, let's go ahead and slide the new fuel tank in there. But actually, before we do that, let's take off, there's the old gasket, which that one's actually still good. That's a $30 part right there. Bill can use that for a spare. Let's go ahead and run some painter's tape across here so nothing falls in here. All right, got that all taped up. Just because of all the rust, we don't want anything falling down in there. We're still gonna go ahead and check it before we put the pump in and vacuum it out if need be, but it should be good to go. First thing we're going to do is connect our evap hose down to the big one down here. We'll get that clamped on there, and then we can go ahead and hook up our fuel line. All right, so we got that on there. Let's go ahead and get the clamp on. All right, the clamp's on. Let's go ahead and put our fuel line on. There it is right here. We'll put the hose on and then tighten the clamp. All right, now we'll just tighten the clamp on. We got the clamp on. And now we got to connect it up here, and this should just snap right in. There it goes. All right, so that's on there good. And once again, we're going to leave the plastics off. We're going to go ahead and fill this with gas, and we'll check for leaks. That way we don't have to go taking all the plastic off the bottom here, but we'll get everything mounted back up. Now we can go ahead and connect our tank filler to the actual tank itself. And we'll tighten these up in a second. Let's go ahead and connect up top here. All right, now we can go ahead and tighten these up on here. It's on there nice and tight. Let's get this one on. All right, so for the tank strapping, the bolts, let's go ahead and put some never sees on these. And we'll just get them started. All right, now do the same thing with the strap on this side. All right, let's go ahead and tighten these up. There's one. All right, so we got everything connected. We got the straps back up. Let's go ahead and mount our centerpiece back on here. And we'll put some never sees on all these bolts as well. Go ahead and tighten these up now. And it's 12 mil. Let's go ahead and reconnect the muffler now. And we have our two nuts, but we're also going to run obviously some never sees on these two bolts here. And once again, these are 14 mil. Let's get them cinched down. All right, so that's back together. Now we will listen for noise or anything if we do need to put a new gasket in between here, but I mean that one was still okay. So gas tank is up, straps are on, it's all connected. We got our centerpiece in there. We are all set under here other than the plastics, but like I said, we're gonna wait to put the plastics on because we're gonna go ahead and fill this up, drive it, and make sure we don't have any leaks. If there's any leaks, we can go ahead and fix it and not have to worry about taking the plastics back off again. Also, while we're under here, we're going to hit the underside with some more rubberized spray paint. All right, that'll help protect it that much longer. Throw the tire back on here. We're going to put some more Never Sees around here so it doesn't stick like it did before. And lower this down, start getting to the fuel pump. Now we can go ahead and remove the tape on here. And I don't see anything in there, but we'll just run the vacuum. And we did have to go to the dealership to get new screws. But one thing we're going to do with this, of course, here in the Rust Belt, we're going to put some Never Sees on it. And we're actually going to coat the top of the screws as well with some Never Sees. So hopefully he won't ever run into this issue again where the retainer is rusted down with the screws and then have to replace the gas tank again. So, all right, let's get into it. So we got our new fuel pump here. And we already put our gasket around here. And this is going to slip in just like this. And we're going to center it up on here. Gotta take this off. See how that pushes down, and then the ring seals around this. And this is the position you want it in. And then we can go ahead, put our ring on, and we'll line up the screw holes on here. And there's the part number from the dealership, 9983 TAC 30 TAC 408. And they come in packs of 5, and you need 8 of them. And I'm just going to put a little bit on there. And we're going to get one in, get it started. And we're going to put one on the other side. Alright, so we're going to have to cut the retainer tab out a little bit because that plastic piece, and it's just manufacturer defect. We got to trim this out so it'll fit. We're going to have to trim this back. Let's see if that new hole there will fit now. Seat it down. Let's see if this did it. And let's scoot this over. There we go. All right, that will work. Let's get some screws in here. All right, so we got all 8 screws in now. And I just had to modify that a little bit because you can see that plastic piece on there. And I didn't want to go cutting this because if you cut this, you don't want holes and stuff in there. And it was easier just to grind out a little bit of the metal there to make that fit. But you can see how it's off just by a little bit. But that's all it takes for it not to fit. And we're going to go ahead and coat the top of these with some Never Sees because you want this, you want to be able to get these off if you need to. Rust belt covering, got Never Sees on all the screws now. So this is all together there. All right, a little rubber thing came out of here. We're gonna go ahead and put that back in. Got it back in. So now we can go ahead and plug this in. There we go. Heard it click in. Now I take our fuel line, and this is just going to snap right back into here. Just like that. Alright, so everything is back together. And we got the new fuel pump in. Got the new retainer on. All new screws. All Never Sees. So hopefully we'll be able to get them out in the future. Just put the panel back on for right now for our drive. But let's get some gas in it and test it out. And then we'll come back and check for any leaks. Peek underneath. Don't see anything leaking from there. Nothing from the back. And of course the gas light is on. But no leaking from here. No leaks underneath. Bring it outside, we'll top it off with some more gas, and then we'll take her for a drive. Alright, so we topped it off with the gas there. And no leaks. It's always a plus. No leaks. Let's fire it up and see what we got for fuel. Alright, so now you can see the fuels. Alright, so driving fine. Got the gas gauge up, no check engine lights. Getting her nice and warmed up. Drives really good. So we're gonna head back and then we'll get underneath, check again for any leaks, and then we'll go ahead and throw the covers on and we'll be all set. So I got a couple new clips, retainer clips to go ahead and replace the 2 broken ones. We'll go ahead and use these ones. And then we got the rest of our stuff here. So, and then I got the new nuts. And we're going to get some never sees on these under there. So we won't have to torch them off again. But we should be all set here. So let's get underneath and finish putting the plastics on. Alright, and we'll be able to, with this right here, we'll be able to put this up into place. And this just snaps right in. Yep, that little yellow tab just pushes right in. Now we can get our stuff in here. We're all buttoned up underneath, all new hardware, and we are good to go. And still no leaks. That's always a plus. The last thing to do is just throw the screws, 4 screws back in here. And he actually has the seat at his house, so I'll let him throw that in, but we're all set here. Whew! Alright, so now you know how to do the fuel pump, replacing the gasket, screws, what type of screws, all the good stuff, fuel tanks. Alright, so make sure to check out the videos. We did a bunch of them on this. They may or may not be out yet. I have videos scheduled for like a year out, so it depends on when they're coming out. Alright, so everything is complete now. So, once again, we hope you like, enjoy, subscribe, and as usual, we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
Alright, Olaf. We'll see you on the next one. Alright, bye, Obo.
Bye, guys.